Hey guys, welcome back to NYC Chatroom with Tiffany and Lauren. Thanks for joining us again for another video. We're doing good. This is our second one since we've been back.
Yes.
Alright, so please remember to like, comment, subscribe, tell other people to subscribe, help us out. Thank you, appreciate it. So we have a couple of topics that we're going to get into today. Our first one is...
We're talking about the daddy's girls of TikTok.
So in case you haven't heard about the TikTok cult, it's pretty much just a bunch of bitches in spaghetti strap and white beater tank tops showing out in front of their androids for this one little ass girl they call Daddy, aka Ange. And some of these women have even gone as far as to brand themselves with a tattoo of Angela's name.
And in this, I guess this community, there is a woman by the name of Angela who...
Apparently she's targeting BBWs.
Yes.
Agree. Yeah. That's right. I like my girls BBW.
She's getting women, which I feel is of some type of low self-esteem.
These women pretty much, to become a daddy's girl, from what I've gathered, you have to go to her lives whenever she has a live. Mm-hmm. You have to do whatever she says. You have to fork over money. You have to follow instructions. Something with tattoos too. She's having them branded.
Tattoos
yes, they're all being branded. And you know, there are a lot of people who are kind of getting wind of this story, and a lot of people who are LGBT, you know, BBWs that are lesbian are saying, wow, you know, I'll never be that desperate.
All queens, I don't care if you a film, a STEM, a stud, we all queens out here, you hear me? Quit playing. Love yourself.
Because I think that's what people are saying, is they feel like she's using it as a ploy, like because she feel like that's low-hanging fruit, that, you know, people who would be insecure because they're overweight. And
the sickest part about this whole shit to me is that she typically takes advantage of big girls. And she used to be a big girl. Like, this is the most classic example of bitches lose weight and act brand new.
And I think that people do this to black women too. Like, black girls, I love you.
Yeah.
Now come follow me. You know what I mean? Like, and we're supposed to be like, oh my God, this white boy loves us.
There's a lot of pandering going on.
Yes, it is pandering.
Somehow they're getting, this woman is getting these women to do all kinds of things for her. I'm just going to say, y'all, stop the foolishness.
Right.
And you know it's multiple women, so you know it ain't about you.
Right.
So why are you sitting here
It's open. They're one of daddy's girls.
No,
it's not
you're
like
crazy. No.
It's a community.
No, go get help.
Yes.
Go seek some professional help of some sort. You ain't nobody's daddy's
And before
girl.
you try Angela, try Jesus.
Yes.
Okay? He's free.
Right.
Look away from daddy's eyes.
Yeah, stop it. Don't.
Yeah, I'm mad it's called D'Angela.
Yeah, her name is Angela, okay?
Calm down, Angela.
Yeah.
So next we're going to talk about the controversy with Amanda Seal's character, Tiffany, on the show for Insecure. We know she doesn't write the show, but...
Right, and she said that.
Right.
She was like, I don't write, I'm a character on a TV show.
Right.
So the whole controversy is that she wore AKA letters.
Right.
Y'all may have Googled it, and then this site, answerstoall.com, answers to some, because you got these answers wrong this time, saying shit that ain't true. I am not a member of the Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority. My school, SUNY Purchase, didn't even have a chapter. And by the time I went to grad school, I was too involved in the me of it all. But also, they do say here that I won a Pulitzer. So, I mean, who knows? That was a nice mistake. I mean, and I would be honored to be a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha, but I simply am not. When I am Tiffany, I do wear the letters with pride and regard and respect for those who did cross the burning sands.
And the people in the Greek family are very upset with this, that she is wearing the letters, because they feel like they put in the blood, sweat, and tears, some of them literally, to get these letters.
This is a very touchy community.
Yeah, it's a very, very tight-knit...
Particularly
Black Greeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, me personally, when I started my college career a long time ago, I went to an HBCU. And coming from New York, you know about them, you've heard about them because you see it on TV and things of that nature, but you didn't really, I know for me, I didn't really see it face to face until I was there. And I saw how serious they take it. They do take it. It's a long lineage of grandpa, great-grandpa, great-grandma. You know, it's a lot that goes into becoming this. They wait their whole lives to join these fraternities and sororities. So I get the passion. What I don't get is, as she stated, she is a character. And they have been characters throughout, you know, television history who have portrayed Greek, you know, fraternities and sororities.
I am not a Black Greek, so I don't know the sensitivities around it. And as Lauren stated, we're from New York, so not that there are no Black Greeks, but it's not as ingrained in the culture as it is, you know, down south or something like that.
Right, in other areas.
I know that when I went to college, Black Greek life was not a huge deal on my campus. But I know that in my sister's school, you know, people were really even touchy about you making certain sounds that might sound like their sounds.
You can't make sounds. You can't put up a finger.
Right.
You can't hail a cab. Like, don't
you can't
do
walk
it.
In between them.
Yes, don't walk in between them. I made that mistake.
All right, no disrespect. I don't know.
Yeah,
but,
don't do it. I made that mistake of doing that because I remember even I was in the choir. You know, I joined it when I was there, and it was a process that we had to go to become part of that.
Yeah.
You know, organization. So I do understand. And then when you finally do become part of it, it is you know, it's an honor. So I understand that. But as she stated, she is not she's not who you should be mad at. She's not the one who everybody should be coming after or, you know, telling people to tighten up. To me, it was a form of respect because like we said, coming from New York, we didn't see it too much. So for me, seeing it on television,
it's representation,
right? That gave me a sense of pride watching, you know, a different world. That was my show, and seeing them in that light.
Thinking about that, I think in a different world, though, they gave us whatever Insecure was trying to give, but everything was fictitious, like
right. And they've done that a lot too throughout TV.
I think they could have made an effort to maybe be like, "Oh, you was." JKA,
you know, I think it was trying to make it as authentic as possible because even they got to film at, I think it was Stanford, and Stanford has a no video policy. But and it wasn't like she was on the TV, you know, doing the sounds and they weren't strolling, as they call it. They weren't doing any of that. So I don't think they were trying to do it with an intent of disrespect. I didn't see it as disrespectful, you know, but
I'm surprised that this is offensive, but we've been here so many times with Black Greeks. You know? Remember they tried to do the reality show real quick, and all they were doing was showing real Greeks their lives, and they were like, "Take this down." I think half of the Greeks excommunicated or whatever, or threatened and stuff like that, just for appearing on a reality show. Yeah. And Tiffany, the character in Insecure, is a very classy lady. Right. She's a very classy, you know. Again, I'm not a Greek, but she's like a stereotypical, AKA, very classy, very, you know,
polished.
Yeah, there you go. That's a perfect word. So, if anything, I mean, I thought it was a good nod, but I don't know what is it that to the Black Greeks, and maybe you could tell us in the comments if we have any Black Greeks out there.
Right. What was the root of the anger?
Like, and do you just want do they have to seek out an actor that is actually? Like, do they have to go that extra mile?
Right. Which I've heard that they wanted someone to actually be affiliated with the fraternity or sorority. Then that would be more accepted.
Like, to have to pledge. Like,
they would have to be in it. Right. To, you know, to be represented.
Study, you can't, like, you know,
you can't, you know. Because I even think there's a thing between if you get it during undergraduate school and if you get it during graduate.
Papers, I heard that.
Yeah. So, y'all
it's supposed to be an easier road. And that's the thing, is like, why would you ever want to be papers? To all the papers out there who are in the Greek community, why would you want to be that if your own community is almost like, you paper?
I figured I would do this video anyways just because it's something that I haven't talked about, and even though I would like to stay clear of it, I do want to have an open discussion about it on my channel, and that is the discussion of being paper versus being made. Paper is people who do not go through a pledging process. They just sit in the classroom and fill out paperwork. People who are made are considered people who go through a pledging process. With Divine Nine Greek Life, if you're made, you're someone who went through a pledge process, and the pledging process is typically, or it is, hazing. So people who say that they are made are typically people who say the words like, I've been online, I was made, I pledged this certain organization. And the reason why I stay clear of it is because, like I said, pledging is associated with hazing.
Like what? Like you didn't go through the hardship that the undergrads did, so you'll never be respected the same? Do I understand that right?
Yeah.
That's what I've heard.
Let us know the root of the anger.
Yes, we want to understand.
What should have happened in you guys' eyes.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right. Stomp the Yard, definitely. They had fraternities. They were
did.
all fictitious.
They were. And I think they do that to avoid all the hurdles
exactly,
and all
they
of
don't
that.
want no
and
smoke.
having to get permission. Because some of them probably did ask and they were like, no.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it's just the era of changing and trying. And Issa Rae has broken a lot of barriers with a lot of things she's done. So, like I said, I'd give nothing but respect to her. You know, Amanda Seales is the character and not the actual person.
I heard, like, sororities, I mean, sometimes their name, they can get a little dark, respectfully. I'm just going to say how I feel. I saw a crime story where it was like there were girls, they died pledging. It wasn't AKA.
Yeah.
It was another sorority, which I will not say. And they were pledging, and the girls, they were so tired because they were up all night.
Yes.
And then they died. Happens. And then the sorority made sure to tell the family, don't put none of our signs on the casket. And it was like the day before their, I don't know the terminology. Yeah, there you go. I was like coronation. I don't know. It was the day, and they were going to get their hair done. They were so exhausted that the girl who was driving crashed. And they made sure to tell the family, you did not cross. Do not put any of our...
And a lot of them end up getting kicked off the yard because they take it to an extent that it shouldn't be, you know? So, you know, they are, the hazing sometimes gets really bad.
Right.
So,
Is that what creates this emotion, the hazing that you went through, that makes it feel like, ooh, that girl made me eat food. I'm gonna stab you. Like, is that what
I think it's the lack of sleep, because we've seen people, some of them have lack of sleep. They can't do nothing to their hair. If one stops them, you know, on the road, like, it's a lot to get into a lot of them. I will attest to that I have seen, you know, some shit go down.
I had a coworker that told me that, and he's a New York guy, went to maybe a Connecticut school, I think, is a fraternity, which I mentioned.
Right.
He said that, you know, he was on a boat ride one day with his peeps or whatever, and a guy was he said, pretty much, if ever there is someone on this boat ride situation, someone pretty much was, I'm going to call it false flagging, no disrespect. I was saying that they was this and they wasn't. And he said they were pretty much about to throw him overboard. And I'm like, all of that?
Yeah, they get real serious about it.
I mean, it's aggressive. We want to understand.
It is aggressive.
Yes.
That's aggressive.
It is aggressive.
So hopefully
and he was so serious. I thought overboard. What? And I'm
hopefully y'all not trying to throw people off of boats. It was hot. Black Twitter was on fire with this. I was like, that's why Issa said this is our last season.
Face? She was like, it's a TV show.
Yeah, she was like, she was not playing.
Scared. She like, she wanted to put both her hands where your eyes could see.
Normally Amanda be on it. Like, listen. She was like, listen, me, I am a character.
Look at me here. That is Tiffany.
She wanted no smoke.
She really did. What y'all been saying to her in them DMs? Like,
I'm still with you, Amanda. I still like you.
We wanted to see Tiffany the AKA. I feel like she would so be an AKA. I mean, as much as I know about it respectfully, she just. I
don't see her as I see her. No, I think she would be. She's more of a Delta to me.
Really?
I see her as more of a Delta type.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe not her character, but Amanda the person.
Amanda the person giving me SG Rizzo. Okay, like she's giving me. Okay, so we want to hear from you about the sororities. We want to understand, like, what's the sensitivity, and educate us so that we can respect your culture.
Our last topic.
Also, I really love that shimmy shit. Am I allowed to do that?
The Kappas.
Because I be doing that shit.
I do allowed? Okay, I'm gonna say that loud. No, we're not. We're not allowed
to shimmy.
We can't do nothing.
Can I shimmy?
I mean, you can do a little.
Oh no, I wanna
a little Tina Turner, but we can't do all. Yeah,
I can't hit the knee.
We can't.
No?
You're gonna make us get thrown off the boat.
Right. So next, we're gonna talk about a recent post we saw in the Shade Room, where Mr. Seif Bravo on Twitter, he had a post that was shared on the Shade Room, and it got 300,000 likes and got people talking, over 40,000 comments. And I think it was very controversial.
Apparently, he has a girlfriend currently. I'm just
Did he block her from the post and shit?
I'm going to read it. He says, I can't believe my girlfriend really thinks that I'm going to marry her and we'll live happily ever after. Soon as I get a decent job, I'm going to leave her and start dating my types. That's what he said. So pretty much he's stating that once he gets up, he's going to leave her. As we've seen many times how much a woman gets dragged if she leaves a man, as if he falls on hard times, or even if she's gone through the ringer and is ready to just go. We see how she is dragged for doing these things. I can personally say I am a very giving person. I always have been. That's just my personality. So if I'm with a person, I'm there for you 100%. I will always back you up. I will help you do this. I will help you create. I will help you do whatever you ask of me, as long as it's in my capacity.
Right.
And I've also had situations where when they do get whatever they need or want, that head gets real big. And you're no longer needed, or you're no longer of value. So they can pick you apart and tell you, well, you're tell you all things about yourself all of a sudden. When before, I was the greatest thing in the world when I was doing everything you needed. Yeah. So, you know, that whole, if a person should be loyal, yes, you should. You should be loyal to a person who has been there for you and held you down. I'm not saying you should be miserable in a relationship. I'm not saying that at all. But you should have some form of loyalty.
So he says the entitlement over people's lives is the reason people resort to violent behavior. That may be one reason, but another reason might also be you playing mother effing games with people.
That's
because
what makes
you
people
haven't
violent.
Like, you haven't once mentioned that my girlfriend sucks.
Right.
She does this and that, and wait till I get her. I'm gonna get her back.
Right.
You're just saying, just off the strength that you could do better. Like, you're just saying, and I agree that people aren't obligated. I would never.
But my thing is if you're saying that you could do better beforehand, why don't you leave now?
Yeah, no, because he's saying his stock is gonna go up, so he's knowingly using.
Right.
Like, okay, you on my level now, but I aspire to this level.
So I'm gonna suck you dry of whatever pieces I could get from you.
If you know the girl. He's almost making fun of her. Let's go back.
Yeah.
I can't believe my
Yeah.
girlfriend really thinks I'm going to marry her and will live happily. This man is diabolical.
Now, where's his girlfriend? Why we ain't hear her yet? I'm trying to see your
She's
TikTok.
sharpening her knife.
Like, where's your TikTok, sis?
That's why,
okay?
That's why he saw something he ain't like. That's why he said this will resort to violent behavior. What you seen?
Right.
Has she been putting a little sprinkle because you're playing dangerous games?
You
yes, sir.
really are.
Let
And
that woman loose today.
And you
don't
had
wait
the
till your check clears.
audacity to post that.
You did. I hope that maybe, like, you know, maybe you blocked her for the second and like start.
I hope she.
He
put
probably
sugar
started
in her
arguing
gas
with her.
tank.
He probably started arguing with her so that he could do some fun shit
Yep.
and post that shit, and then delete it.
But I'm trying to see your live, sis. Where's your Instagram live?
Right.
I'm trying to be on it. I'm trying to see what your rebuttal is, because I hope you have one. And if you don't, I will
gonna
come
stick beside him.
and I will help you write it.
She gonna tag her replacement in.
Just
like,
call us.
Your
Okay.
turn.
She'll be over here.
She
I'll
gonna
be over
hold the
here.
veil, like, she gonna be the matron of honor.
You better not. You better not.
He said,
Okay?
I can't believe my girlfriend.
And you know he probably is a jerk.
Yeah. I hope he's lying and was trying to get attention.
I hope so.
And he ain't got no
I
girlfriend.
really
yeah,
do.
because people do say anything for the internet.
Yeah. Pretty much those were our topics for tonight. We appreciate you chilling with us, hanging with us, listening to our commentary. Like we said, if you have any comments about what we've talked about, drop it in the comments below. Okay, let's play nice. All right, but thank you for joining us here at NYC Chatroom. Hope to see you during our next video. Again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Now they're gonna help. Now they're gonna help me, no man. Help you, sister. Me a check out me and boss me. Producer boss me, no man. You know me never hold a 10 or a 15 and still me teeth like puss and sneaking like rock. Me no want them broke me foot and me no want them broke me. Still me teeth like puss and sneaking like rock. Me no want them broke me foot and me no want them broke me foot and me no done.